Hello, everybody, and this is Action RPG Showdown. This is episode 4. In our last episode, we talked about Torchlight Infinite. Now we are talking about what I think is one of the most underrated for the top action RPG games that people always talk about. I'm, of course, talking about Grim Dawn by Crate Entertainment. So, when everybody talks about action RPGs, they always talk about how great Path of Exile is, how great Last Epoch is. People love to talk about Torchlight on December, but Grim Dawn is a game that so many systems nowadays have taken. Now, remember, this game came out a while ago, I believe almost 9 years ago, if I remember correctly. And some of the systems that are in other games came from this one, but this game has so much customization. It's a very dark story, so for you Diablo 2 fans that love the darkness, Grim Dawn has it. For Torchlight fans, you can do gun builds in this game because there is firearms. It is a very good game. The combat is great. It's especially great if you have one of these, because not only is it on PC, but it is on console. I prefer to play Grim Dawn on the console, on my Series X. And this game I have played a lot. I have 10 different characters that I've played through the game. I've done all sorts of builds, because the cool thing about this one is you can do 2 classes together, which create hybrid classes. So my absolute favorite class to do in this game is a shaman and a necromancer, because you put those 2 together, and that way you can have lots of minions, and not just lots of minions, but you can do lightning, and then you can do like draining people's health. And Grim Dawn is just really good. It has 2 expansions, and if you get the definitive edition on Xbox, it has everything. And there's so much quests, and there's so much lore in the game. It is very good. And I always try and figure out what type of build am I going to do this time. There's even recipes for crafting. If you want to get a head start in the game, you can do this thing called the Crucible, which is kill as many enemies as you can, but you can keep going, and then you can start a level 1 character inside the Crucible, and you can just level up. I really got into Grim Dawn, especially watching Winback, who's a YouTube content creator who does a lot of Grim Dawn videos. And I fell in love with the lore of the game. Like different elder gods fighting for control, and the world burning and falling apart. And it's almost like Apocalypse, but Wild West at the time. And the game feels seamless. So it's not like, oh, this is Act 1, this is Act 2, this is Act 3. It's more about, this is just the game steadily going across, which makes for a really fun gameplay experience. Grim Dawn is insanely good. And I always have fun when I play. There's even uber bosses in the game you could find. One of its drawbacks, though, I would say, is it has an older skills point system. The one where you got to move the bar all the way across the bottom and then choose stuff. It's kind of older style in that way. But there is so many, like you can also use components. So you can give yourself lightning ability or extra bleed damage to make your character powerful, where you don't have to use skill points for skills. You can just use these abilities. So I am always very positive of this game. I've done the spin to win. You can do the spin to win build. You can do lightning builds. You can do fire. You can do soldier is for force wave, which is a really powerful ability. There's a grenader where you are all fire. You throw Molotov cocktails, grenades. It is very good with a shotgun build. Is something really good for that game. I am being more positive on this one than the last one because it's just when a game flows perfectly and you're playing it and you're enjoying yourself and having fun, then that is the point. That's the point of a video game, is you want to have fun while you're playing this game that's really engaging you. And so far with 2 of these reviews, I felt like it was a job to get through. Torchlight felt like that for me. It was a slog just to get through anything. But Grim Dawn is like so perfect that I really don't have complaints about the game. Besides its star system that you might call it a constellation system. It doesn't seem like it really affects too much, so I don't put a lot into the constellations. But I would say when you're playing, you'll come across these things that look like trees with like bones and stuff hanging off of them. There's monster shrines that you can do, and then you can get really good gear off that. And just hidden, there's so many secret areas you can blow up with dynamite or that you can find that really make the game worthwhile. I think everybody should check it out. Now, people wondering what's next. Well, the next 2 videos are 2 that are considered the biggest heavy hitters in the action RPG space. That's not Diablo. So first, we will tackle Last Epoch. Last Epoch is the first one we will tackle. And then after that will be Path of Exile. So Last Epoch is coming next. That will be the next game. And then we will discuss that game. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.